Snow White, full story, biography, powers, and abilities. In a kingdom where magic exists, and beauty holds power, one name echoes through fairy tales and history alike: Snow White. Known for her innocence, kindness, and unshakable purity, Snow White's story is one of love, betrayal, survival, and inner strength. Snow White was born a princess. Her mother, the queen, wished for a daughter with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony. Not long after her birth, the queen passed away, and Snow White was left in the care of her father, the king. Eventually, the king remarried, but his new queen was not a loving stepmother. The new queen was vain, cruel, and obsessed with beauty. She owned a magical mirror that answered any question, and every day she would ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" For many years, the mirror replied, "You are." But as Snow White grew, her beauty surpassed that of the queen. The mirror spoke the truth, and jealousy took root. Consumed by envy, the queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. But when the moment came, the huntsman couldn't go through with it. He saw Snow White's innocence and spared her life, telling her to flee. Alone in the dark forest, Snow White found a small cottage belonging to 7 dwarfs, who worked in the mountains mining gems. They took her in, and in return, she cleaned, cooked, and brought light into their home. But her peace would not last long. When the queen discovered Snow White was still alive, she used dark magic in disguise to deceive her. 3 times she attempted to kill Snow White. The final time, she gave her a poison apple that put her into a death-like sleep. The dwarfs, heartbroken, placed her in a glass coffin. Time passed, until a prince, who had met Snow White before and loved her, discovered her seemingly lifeless body. Overcome by grief, he kissed her, and the curse was broken. Snow White awakened, and together, they returned to his kingdom. The evil queen, upon learning that Snow White had survived and would become queen herself, was punished for her crimes, and her reign of vanity came to an end. Snow White is the embodiment of innocence, compassion, and gentle courage. She believes in the good in others, even when surrounded by evil. Her story is a powerful metaphor that beauty is not just skin deep, and true strength lies in kindness and purity of heart. She is often considered the first Disney princess, introduced to global audiences in Walt Disney's groundbreaking animated film Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs in 1937, which was the first full-length cel animated feature in cinematic history. Since then, she has become a timeless symbol of hope, love, and the enduring power of goodness. Powers and abilities. While Snow White may not wield swords or cast spells, her strengths lie in her spirit, her symbolism, and her unique gifts of heart and harmony. 1. Pure heart and aura of light. Snow White's very presence radiates innocence and peace. Animals, dwarfs, and even hardened hearts are drawn to her kindness and gentleness. 2. Communication with nature. She has a near magical bond with woodland animals. Birds, deer, rabbits, and other creatures respond to her voice and assist her with chores and protection. 3. Singing and healing presence. Her singing voice is enchanting, able to calm the forest, lift spirits, and bring joy even in dark times. It's often portrayed as almost magical in tone and effect. 4. Inner strength and endurance. Though fragile in appearance, Snow White endures betrayal, exile, and attempts on her life with remarkable grace and resilience. She never lets bitterness take root in her heart. 5. Leadership through compassion. In the dwarf's cottage, she takes charge with gentleness, teaching, organizing, and nurturing harmony in the home. Her compassion inspires loyalty and love from those around her. Snow White may not fight with swords or spells, but her greatest weapon is her heart. She taught the world that kindness is strength, that innocence can be powerful, and that true beauty comes from within. Her story is not just a fairy tale, it's a lesson passed through generations. She is a queen not because of birthright, but because of the purity of her soul. In every child's bedtime story and every dreamer's heart, Snow White lives on, reminding us all that even in the darkest forests, light can still be found. Snow White was not just the fairest of them all, she was the bravest, the kindest, and the truest. And that is a magic no curse could ever break. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more legendary character stories.